Welcome back to our chemistry lessons. Teacher Nsereko Andrew Hannington is my name. I'm meeting Senior 3 out there and we're continuing with chemistry. Thank you for loving Kyaggwe TV. That gives us the opportunity to share the chemistry. Please subscribing and clicking the alarm makes us feel very comfortable because we know next time we will see you. Today our lesson 3 is on the reactions of carbon. We're continuing. The earlier lesson we looked at, the lesson 2, we looked at the reactions of carbon with air or oxygen, in plenty of oxygen and in limited oxygen. However, today we're going to look at the reactions of carbon with metal oxides. I will put number 2 because our lesson 1, our first lesson looked at, or the previous lesson looked at reaction with air. So here we're looking at the reaction of carbon with metal oxides. What are metal oxides? What are metal oxides? Metal oxides are formed when a metal reacts with oxygen. For example, we have a metal iron, a solid. Iron can react with oxygen to form an oxide of iron. Iron forms mixed oxides. But we can say among them it reacts to form iron oxide. It can react to form iron oxide, iron 3 oxide. This is iron 2 oxide. This is iron 3 oxide. Okay? Now, if it reacts with them, our interest is not this reaction. Our interest is how do the oxides of metals react with carbon. We will try to write an equation of reaction together. This is iron. We can use any. Let me use the last one. This one is a solid, very important to indicate the states of matter, plus carbon, a solid. Guess what will form? What do you think we're going to form at the end of that reaction? We're going to form iron, and then we're going to form carbon dioxide. In this case, since this is Senior 3, in your Senior 2, I'm sure you discussed oxidation and reduction reactions. If you didn't, we will try to see how to bridge the gap. However, in this case, iron oxide is reduced to iron metal, and carbon is oxidized to carbon dioxide gas. So this is a reduction reaction that involves, a reduction and oxidation. Therefore, we can balance our equation, put a 2 here, oxygen there are 3 here, we shall put a 2 here again, put a 3 here, and see, check. Iron there are 4, 2 times 2 there are 4, we shall replace here and put here 4. Oxygen there are 6, 2 times 3, 3 times 2, 6, oxygen is balancing, Carbon, there are 3 atoms here. We shall put a 3 here to strike a balance. That's the equation of reaction. This is a reaction that takes place. We have a video for you on your screen that is playing.
Right is the extraction of copper from malachite using copper 2 carbonate powder. Copper 2 carbonate is a green solid that thermally decomposes to form copper 2 oxide and carbon dioxide upon heating. Copper 2 oxide is a black powder, and believe it or not, we can actually extract copper metal from copper 2 oxide. Place 3 spoonfuls of copper 2 oxide in a crucible and 1 spoonful of charcoal, which is essentially carbon. Heat this using a Bunsen burner with the crucible lid slightly ajar for approximately 5 minutes. While that is in progress, why don't you grab a piece of paper and a pencil and predict the products of this single displacement reaction. Pause the lesson and resume when ready. The carbon displaces copper in copper 2 oxide to give copper metal and carbon dioxide. Remove the crucible from the Bunsen burner and empty its contents into a beaker of cold water. Pour out the water and charcoal, rinse with water and repeat. This must be done when the mixture is hot, or else copper 2 oxide will reform. You will find little bits of copper metal at the bottom of the beaker. You have successfully extracted copper metal.
Copper metal is extracted from an ore called malachite. It contains copper and copper carbonate in that form. So our interest is to react copper carbonate to see how we can form copper oxide. We shall heat the copper carbonate, which is basically malachite, the ore, and then form copper oxide. The copper oxide formed is a black solid. So the black solid, we shall put it in a crucible, like you see. Add there charcoal. Charcoal, remember, is carbon. Then heat. Now, as we're heating, like after 5 minutes, we shall check what we have heated. What has happened? Copper oxide has reacted with carbon, but what is formed? What do you think we form? We're going to form copper, metal, and carbon dioxide. And in that way, copper metal is a brown solid, whereas carbon dioxide will escape and go away. The reduction of metals, metal oxides to their metal, is a very important in reaction in extraction of metals from their ore. For example, hematite, which is an ore of iron, is reduced to crude iron, also known as pig iron, by the reaction which we started with on the chalkboard, which also appears on your screen. Similarly, copper is extracted from malachite from our video with carbon forming a brown solid of copper, like we have seen in our video. From our videos and our interaction in our lesson 3, dear learners, we have seen how carbon reduces oxides of metals to their metals, and it gets oxidized to carbon dioxide. That has been our concept in lesson 3 under carbon and its compounds. Nsereko Haddington is my name. Thank you for watching Kyaggwe TV. That gives us a platform that helps me to reach you the land of chemistry. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching Kyaggwe TV. See you next time. Nsereko, have a good time.